Hi everyone! Today we will hear about, I think, a situation that no one would like to find themselves into. Welcome to the Nosleep subreddit. Hope you're sitting comfortably. Maybe you don't want to fall asleep and that's why I'm accompanying you. Let's begin. A stranger lived in my walls for at least 4 months. I had no idea. Long story short, me and my partner finally moved in together a few years ago. We live in a super nice house with 2 stories and a big loft. It's located on a real well-kept estate. We have great neighbors. There's never any trouble around the area, never any disturbances. Anyway, fast forward to 4 months ago. I'd woken up in the morning and came downstairs to most of the light in the kitchen left on. This was weird because I'm a bit OCD about it. I always make sure everything is turned off before we go to bed. I always double check twice. I asked my girlfriend if she had come down during the night, but she said she hadn't, and I always wake up when she moves or gets out of bed. I checked the cupboards, windows and doors in case we had been broken into or stolen, but everything seemed in place and undisturbed. I put it down to me just forgetting to turn them off, as unusual as that was. It was 2 weeks later I came down another morning, and a piece of paper I had left on the table had moved. It was now on the countertop. I knew for a fact I had left it on the table, and my girlfriend was away for the weekend, so it was only me left in the house. I began to think I was going crazy, even though I knew for a fact I had left it on the table next to my laptop. I also noticed a lot of food that I was buying was being eaten much quicker than we usually would eat it. Boxes of cereal would last a few days, when it would usually last us weeks, and canned food would go missing. I just thought it was my girlfriend eating more than usual, and when I asked her she would deny it. So I left it, thinking it's not good to argue with her about eating more food. I figured she just didn't want to admit to it for whatever reason. Fast forward to a month ago. My girlfriend woke up well before me. She got showered, then headed downstairs to make us both coffee. I heard her screaming through tears for me to come downstairs immediately. She was extremely distressed. I jumped out of bed and sprinted downstairs. Stood in the kitchen doorway was my girlfriend. I looked through past her and could see all the cupboards open, the chairs and table flipped over, food packaging broken and everywhere, drawers pulled out, and the contents thrown over the kitchen. The weird thing, neither of us heard anything last night. We both slept perfectly, and we both light sleepers. We phoned the police and searched for anything that was missing or a breaking point. There wasn't any, and nothing had gone missing. There was no explanation for the disturbance in the kitchen. I joked with my girlfriend about it being a ghost. Anyway, this was enough to prompt me to set up a camera. In fact, I set up a few. We went to bed and couldn't sleep. We were too focused on listening for any noise downstairs. We heard nothing. The next morning we both went downstairs together, and there, right in front of us, was our food cupboard wide open. We had definitely closed it in the night before, so I got my laptop and pulled up the CCTV. At about 1:30, there's movement. An air vent in the ceiling of the kitchen opens up, and out climbs an extremely scruffy-looking man, very skinny with extremely long hair, wearing torn-up clothes. He goes into the food cupboard, sticks his hand into the food boxes, and eats various stuff. Has a drink straight out of the milk carton in the fridge. Then is seen to wander around the house. He wanders around the living room, picks up our photos and carefully puts them back where they were. After about 30-40 minutes, he climbs onto the windowsill, pulls himself back up through the hole, replaces the vent, and isn't seen again on the cameras. We immediately called the police. They opened up the vent and could see the man laid flat in the ceiling, in between the beams holding the ceiling up. The police managed to get him out of the ceiling and arrested him. We still don't know how he got in there, or how long he was actually there for. I'm just glad he isn't there any longer, as far as we know. We now have an alarm downstairs that triggers at any motion through the night, and have cameras both inside and outside our property. Whoa, that was a story. The creepy thing is that this is not uncommon. I heard about similar situations a few times. The worst is the feeling of not being safe, even in your safe place, your home. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the evening. Good night.